Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Dog attacks in San Antonio have taken lives and left scars. Are graduating cadets part of the solution? And do they have what they need to tackle the city's dog problem? And with the city's growth, finding an affordable place to live can be challenging. Tonight, a way to help. But you're going to want to hurry. But first, if there's truly strength in numbers, the push to solve San Antonio's stray and loose dog problem is getting a boost tonight. As of 6 o'clock tonight, Animal Care Services has more than a dozen new employees. Their addition comes after a busy year for Animal Care Services, with a number of dog attacks dating back to February, when an 81-year-old man was killed. Since then, KSAT has reported on at least 6 more attacks, including the death of a second man last month. Now the city is counting on its newest additions for help. The Night Team's Patty Santos was there for the record-setting graduation of those cadets you saw earlier. She joins us now live. Patty, will all of this make a dent in what's been a long city problem and in the department's service calls?
Yeah, that's what's still left to be determined. This is a look at the service request calls in the city. All of the red are the open calls. Before 7 o'clock tonight, roughly 30 officers were responsible for answering all of these calls. Tonight, they have the help of 16 more.
It's a scene we've heard about in neighborhoods across San Antonio.
They've been roaming for weeks.
Stray dogs on the streets. Brianna Garcia believes one of the strays in her neighborhood killed her 15-year-old cat.
I ran to her and there was a lot of flies and I immediately knew that there was something wrong and I started crying, tears falling from my eyes.
As we spoke, more unleashed dogs showed up. It's just one example of the situation these 16 new Animal Care Services officers will face on the job.
It's remarkable. It is actually the largest class that we've ever graduated.
With roughly 95,000 annual calls for service, there has been an ongoing push by City Council to increase support for ACS.
You guys get thousands of service calls every year. Is 16 really what kind of a difference is that going to make?
It's going to be significant from a perspective of it gives us more boots on the ground.
ACS Director Shannon Sims hopes to add another 15 more officers by next year. Its 2024 budget of $28.5 million adds 29 positions. Sims says that there are challenges, including a lack of training space and readily available vehicles for ACS officers. But the city-approved salary increase and paid internships is helping with recruitment.
How much does it pay if they're watching and they're saying, hey, I need a job, that looks good to me?
So I can tell you that, starting off, as an apprentice with no experience, you're talking $20 to $21 an hour.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Another round of fog to start the day tomorrow. Expect that for the morning commute. The rain's going to hold off until later in the day, but visibility will be reduced on the roadways. Expect some dense fog, a little bit of drizzle, just that kind of dampness. We've been talking about the cold front all week. It's going to hit tomorrow. You're just not going to notice it when you wake up. Actually, look at our temperature trend tomorrow. By 1 o'clock, we're at 74 degrees. Then the cold front hits and we drop down into the 60s. By 3 o'clock, we're 65, 62 at 7 p.m. And by 9 p.m., we dip down into the upper 50s. And have a jacket ready because pretty much all day Friday and Saturday will be spent in the 50s. So some cooler air is on the way. And then we're just in the 60s thereafter. This isn't going to be as strong as the cold front we had for Halloween, but you're going to notice it. I'm going to detail the rain chances, our most likely time frame and window of opportunity for the rain and how much we could get coming up.
Thank you, Adam. Is Hollywood back in business? Well, after nearly 4 months of striking, the Actors Union has reached a tentative labor agreement with major film and television studios tonight. The deal will be reviewed by the union's national board on Friday. If approved, the nearly 160,000 actors represented by the union will return to work. Hollywood suffered this summer when both the writers and actors unions went on strike. The writers reached an agreement on new contracts in September. For both of these groups, one of the biggest issues, the rise of artificial intelligence in the movie industry. Did human smuggling lead to a South Texas head-on collision? 8 people are dead tonight after that horrendous crash this morning. 5 of those people were migrants. That's according to the Zavala County Sheriff's Office. This happened around 6:30 this morning on Highway 57, just west of Batesville near La Pryor. La Pryor, an hour and a half from San Antonio, give or take. This is a look at the aftermath of the wreck. Zavala County Sheriff's deputies say a man driving a sedan allegedly smuggling 5 migrants and speeding. When deputies tried to stop him, that driver sped off, ended up crashing into a SUV head on. The people inside both vehicles were all killed. The Department of Public Safety, DPS, says several of those migrants were from Honduras. Making sure repeat offenders don't get out of jail again. That's part of the promise. It's an effort to examine high-risk cases, and it could be up and running at the Bexar County District Attorney's Office soon. Just yesterday, county commissioners approved plans to use $295,000 in the DA's budget to fund the so-called high-risk intake team. Attorneys at the DA's office will be paid to take on extra work, helping prepare certain cases, like overtime. Specifically those involving violent crimes, repeat offenders, or those highlighted by police or prosecutors. A spokesperson for the DA's office says the team should start work within the next 10 days to 2 weeks. It all comes just months after a string of shootings involving 5 police officers being injured. At the time, elected officials and law enforcement promised to work together, but the work is not over.
This is the first concrete step that's resulted from those city-county conversations. There's a lot of things that I think are on the table because the whole idea was to look at the system, to look at the whole system and see where you could make it more effective, where you could make it more efficient.
And given that, attorneys on the high-risk intake team will work on a paid but volunteer basis. We asked about potential participation at the DA's office. We were told there was, quote, tremendous interest, end quote, among its attorneys before the plan was presented to county commissioners. He's accused of shooting and killing 3 men back in 2016. The capital murder trial for this man, Jacob Brownson, continued today. Today, a firearms expert took to the stand to talk about what was determined in the examination of shell casings from the scene. Edward Wallace from the Bexar County Crime Lab determined all had been fired from the same gun. But during cross-examination, he says he couldn't say who fired the shots from the 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Testimony resumes tomorrow morning. If Brownson is found guilty, he would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
All right, everyone, please rise. Step out.
An accused murderer breaks down in a Bexar County courtroom just minutes into his trial. He and the jury removed from the courtroom after that outburst. Vernon Dixon, accused of killing 19-year-old Avante Bryce in 2022. Bryce dating Dixon's daughter at the time. Prosecutors plan to have several witnesses take the stand over the next few days. If he's found guilty, he could face up to life in prison. It is a challenge thousands of people in Bexar County face every day, the search for affordable housing. But there is help. Opportunity Home accepting applications for its Housing Choice Voucher program. Here's some details. Applicants must meet federal income requirements based on their family size. A single person could qualify with a maximum income of $49,150. A family of 4 could be eligible with a maximum income of just more than $70,000.
It can have a tremendous impact in the sense that it helps low-income families, older adults, persons with disabilities, pay for part of, or depending on need, all of their rent.
Here's perhaps the most important part of all this. The deadline to apply is end of day Wednesday, November 15th, next Wednesday, 1 week from today. We have added information on how to apply at KSAT.com. Opportunity Home hopes to help 15,000 applicants this year. As of this afternoon, there are still spots available. Let's go to your Nightbeat News Flash right now. New charges for the businessman at the center of the scandal that led to the impeachment of State Attorney General Ken Paxton. The new indictment of Nate Paul alleges he defrauded business partners, adding to earlier charges that the Austin-based real estate developer made false statements to mortgage lenders to obtain $172 million in loans. In June, Paul pleaded not guilty to 8 counts of making false statements. A scary scene in the Houston area this morning. Check this out. A massive explosion at a chemical plant and all that smoke and fire left behind. It's happening in the town of Shepherd. It's northwest of Houston. Black smoke could be seen billowing into the sky from miles away. People who live in the area had to stay in their homes for hours. That shelter-in-place order has since been lifted tonight. Officials there say one employee at the plant suffered some minor burns. West Texas now. The U.S. Geological Survey says a 5.2 magnitude earthquake struck just before 4:30 this morning near the town of Mentone. That is near the border of Texas and New Mexico, about 200 miles east of El Paso. Right now, there are no reports of any injuries or damage. Last year, the same area hit by a 5.4 magnitude earthquake. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. 5 candidates squaring off tonight in Miami, the third debate of the Republican presidential primary. That list includes Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, Chris Christie, and Tim Scott. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump choosing not to attend tonight's debate, instead hosting a nearby rally with his supporters. By the way, if you missed any of the election results from last night, we got you covered. Just scan this QR code on your screen. It's going to take you to our Vote 2023 tab on KSAT.com. You can see all the results for the state constitutional amendments, all of them passed but one, local mayoral races, and much more. So have you passed by the Carver Branch Library recently? Some big changes are on the way there. A preview of what's to come up next. Some big changes coming to the Carver Branch Library on Commerce Street. And tonight, the community invited to share what kind of renovations they would like to see.
Public buildings belong to the public. And so we want to provide them with a voice to share their ideas, their suggestions, what they would like.
I love it. The fact that they're here, they're asking for community input. That's important because this is a community library and the community members do have the right to give their input.
The $12.5 million renovation and expansion project approved by voters in the passage of the 2022 City of San Antonio bond program. San Antonio Public Library says the project will add creative, user-friendly spaces to the facility. Now to a four-wheel thank you. We're set to honor our veterans this weekend on Veterans Day here in Military City, USA. Some local vets were recognized for their service to our country with a brand new vehicle. Progressive Insurance hosting its 11th annual Keys to Progress giveaway today in San Antonio and across the country. Receiving one of those vehicles, David Wooten, a former member of the 82nd Airborne Division. He tells us being gifted with a new van will allow his family to create memories that have been on hold.
Those lasting memories that we've sought after for our children has just been put off. And the moment we were told we were getting this, it was plan. Let's plan these family adventures together.
Road trip time. 2 other veterans were presented with new vehicles today here in San Antonio. In all, 70 veterans honored and recognized with a new vehicle by Progressive Insurance. No Shave November underway. The men of KSAT growing out our beards for a good cause, raising money for 12 cancer foundations. If you would like to donate, we'd love to have you. Just scan the QR code on your screen to learn more. Last year, by the way, KSAT raised more than $30,000 to benefit cancer research, treatment, and prevention. I'm a week in on the beard.
Looks good on you.
Thank you. But, I'm hoping it'll come in a little bit more before the really cold weather hits.
A lot of guys around here can pull it off. I'm one that can't even come close.
People ask me all the time, why doesn't Adam grow a beard?
Maybe you'll know next year if I try to do it. I get like a hair right here. That's about it, right? It doesn't look good, and it just looks even worse on TV. All right, let's get to our cold front tomorrow and our rain chances. You're not going to notice much when you first wake up. You're going to go to bed to some changes tomorrow. 20% chance of showers at 7 a.m. We're up to 60% starting at 2 p.m. And then I think we even rise even more to 70% by tomorrow night. Here's the setup that we have. The clouds that have been streaming overhead, which gave us another nice sunset, part of the Pacific moisture that's been a conveyor belt moving overhead that just helps to saturate the entire column of air above us because we get some of that mid and upper level moisture from the Pacific. The low level moisture at the ground, that comes in off the Gulf of Mexico. That's already in place with the mugginess. And we need some lift, something to lift the air and get things generated. And that's this upper disturbance that's moving in from the west, that dip in the upper flow, and the cold front, of course, that moves in tomorrow. So good ingredients coming together to generate areas of rain, intermittent in nature throughout the day tomorrow. Notice for the morning commute, I think mainly just fog and some patchy drizzle, just a little bit of dampness, but the real rain holding off until after the morning commute, and especially the noon hour and thereafter. That's why by 2 o'clock, we really boost those rain chances up to 60% and keep them there. Now, it's not going to rain continuously at your house all day, but you can anticipate some showers to come and go. And some of the more fortunate or just the luckiest neighborhoods could get some of the moderate rain showers that briefly bring some slightly heavier rain and could boost your rainfall totals. But I anticipate this activity to come and go, mostly be light in nature. I think the future cast with the yellows and oranges was overdoing the intensity a little bit. Come and go, mostly light all the way through the Friday morning commute. Overall rainfall potential, we're not talking rain gauge filling here, but better than nothing and drought denting. Some of the luckiest neighborhoods could see a little over an inch of rain. Let's talk temperatures, though, and where that cold front is. We're 74 right now. Dew point is 66. Temperature, dew point, they're going to meet tonight. That's going to give us saturated air and more fog. 60s in the hill country, 70s elsewhere, but can you find the cold front? 59 in Lubbock. 50 in Amarillo, some 30s farther north up the plains. That's the cooler air pushing our way. So as we talked about before, it's going to be actually near average for the high temperature. We'll be in the mid 70s by noon and 1 o'clock, and then temperatures fall off through the 60s, and by 9 p.m. tomorrow, we're down to 59. Usually the temperature rises in the afternoon. Tomorrow, it's going to start dropping, so it's that reverse effect. And those rain chances rising throughout the day, particularly peaking in the afternoon and tomorrow night. Now, the wind's going to pick up as well. It's not going to be immediate, but shortly after the noon hour, that north wind should kick in, and we'll probably see some wind gusts between 25 and 30 miles per hour. It'll be even earlier in the hill country. You'll get that in the morning, but locally we'll have that closer to noon and a few hours thereafter. Notice on Friday, 50s all day long, 52 in the morning, 58 in the afternoon. Saturday in the 50s, 52 in the morning, then briefly 60 degrees in the afternoon. A few showers possible, stray in nature on Saturday. Sunday and Monday, we spike those rain chances back up to 40 and 60% respectively. Less certainty with that event and that scenario at the moment, so check back for updates. And I want to point out, remember that Pacific moisture? There's a look at that nice sunset it gave us tonight.
Yeah, those low temperatures aren't that bad.
It's not as strong as the last cold front.
Yeah.
We're not talking 30s. We're not talking a freeze in the hill country.
But man, we'll take that rain. All right, thank you, Adam. Speaking of cold things, the Spurs shooting in Madison Square Garden, at least in the first half.
Yeah, I tell you, the Spurs don't want to see an Eastern Conference team for a while because the Pacers blew them out, and tonight the Knicks did the exact same thing to the silver and black. Wemby had his moments, but that's after he missed his first 7 shots tonight, and it was National Signing Day, and Ada Clark, that young lady, made a big announcement coming up.
Their home and business sits on a tract of land approved by the city. Now, one letter is leading to numerous citations.
How did the city become aware of potential problems on a property with council-approved zoning? Turns out that is quite a tale.
KSAT investigates the criminal past of the disgraced former city official behind the letter and the developer who hired him.
It's apparent to all of us what's going on.
KSAT's investigation, including the developer's denial of involvement, is streaming now.
I will be taking my talents, my academics to
Clark High School grade Ariana Robertson made the big reveal tonight. She's going to Duke in big board sports. Victor Wembanyama's Madison Square Garden debut was one he'd like to forget as the Knicks blew out the Spurs tonight. New York scored the first 13 points, and they led 33-16 after the first quarter. Wemby had 2 points in the first half via free throws, missing all 5 of his field goal attempts. Now the Knicks led 65-51 at halftime. Third quarter, the Spurs are trailing by 30 points when Wemby sinks his first bucket of the game with 3:19 left in the third quarter. He finished with 14 points, going 4 for 14 from the floor. Jared Jeremy Sohan led the Spurs with 16 points. Devin Vassell returned from injury, and he had 4 points off of the bench. The Knicks led from start to finish by as many as 30, and they win it 126-105. So the Spurs are heading back home, where they will host the Minnesota Timberwolves Friday night at 7 at the Frost Bank Center. This is part of the NBA in-season tournament group play. Early National Signing Day saw plenty of awesome highlights. We started at Clark High School, where Jalen Lott, Natalie Huff, Jacob Silva, Jake Neely, and Cameron Griffin all put pen to paper because they're taking their athletic and academic skills to the next level. The night also saw Ariana Robertson reveal her school of choice. The 5-star recruit is committed to the Duke Blue Devils.
It's really special. It got really emotional just because I'm so thankful and so grateful for the love and support that I've got tonight and throughout my whole life and my basketball career. It's really unbelievable. Like, I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart, and sharing that special moment up there with my family. It's really nice and relief to know that I have this amount of support that's always next to me.
Let's head over to Taft High School, where these young ladies all committed to play soccer at the next level. Layla Rangel will head off to UT Dallas. Jordan Matthews will play soccer for UT, RGV, and Bella Galan will take her soccer skills to McNeese State.
Today's really important to me because it's all my hard work has paid off, and I get this opportunity to play Division I soccer at the University of Texas, Rio Grande. Just so I thank my family and my friends and teammates and coaches and trainers for always supporting me and pushing me.
Well, today is the big day. It's National Signing Day. Like, for me, my friends, my family, like, this is the day we all been waiting for. I've worked all my life for this, and for me to finally sign off and commit for the next 4 years, it's amazing.
This is just such an important day for, me and Bella and Jordan. We've just worked so hard for the past, 11 years, give or take. We've worked so hard, and it just means that we get to keep doing what we love, which is soccer.
And over at Lytle High School, the gym was packed to see Calissa Severe sign her national letter of intent to play basketball at Midwestern State University. She's very thankful for so many who helped her along the way, including her family.
They also sacrificed multiple days and multiple hours and weekends. They could be doing something like way better than watching me play, but all the money, all the time that they spent on me, it shows that I really worked hard for it.
We also went to Johnson, which had 13 student athletes sign, and Brandeis, who has 3 athletes playing Division I next year. For more signing day coverage, just go to our website at KSAT.com. CJ Stroud is the AFC Offensive Player of the Week after the break.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Houston Texans rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud has been named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week after his record-setting performance in the team's 39-37 last-second victory against the Buccaneers. Sunday, Stroud completed 30 of 42 passes for 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no picks, pushing the Texans' record to 4-4. Head coach D'Amico Ryans was asked what stood out to him most about Stroud's performance.
The accuracy. That was the one thing that stood out with CJ. Just the ball, you see the passes that Tank caught, but just being able to just slow the film down and pause it and see the precision of where those throws were. It's unreal to see how precise he was, the accuracy, ball placement being exactly where it needed to be. It's very impressive.
Yeah, he's having an impressive rookie season. I don't think very many would have thought the Texans would be 4-4 right now.
Some people might have thought he would be good eventually.
Yes.
Not right now.
He's playing lights out.
Absolutely. Thank you, Larry. We'll be right back.
Streaming now.
We're about $500 to $600 a month on water usage.
Their water bill more than doubled from one month to the next after a pipe sprung a leak.
We had a break. The ground movement happens all over San Antonio. A few weeks later, we get a bill in the mail for 1 million gallons of water, $15,580.
That's just ridiculous.
They've been bullying us, intimidating us.
Now SAWS says it's time to pay up or have the water shut off. KSAT investigates the water company's policies on outrageously high bills.
Streaming now on these platforms.
Boy, they could really use your donations. From now through December 12th, you can donate a pair of new shoes or socks to any of the 7 SAPD substations. It's all part of the Share the Shoes campaign. Every donation will be given to the child in need of new shoes through Zapatos. They're looking for shoes and socks size 9 toddler to 5 adult. You can donate at any SAPD substation. We have all this information on KSAT.com as well if you want more info. And as we said, a quick reminder, No Shave November underway. The men of KSAT raising money for 12 different cancer foundations. If you would like to donate, just scan the QR code on your screen to learn more. Plus, there's a lot of stuff online like before, during, after pictures. You can even go back years if you want to see what we look like in years past and maybe track just how much more gray I have now than when we first started No Shave November.
Yeah, I didn't say it. I noticed it, but I didn't say it.
I know. I have a mirror.
It's distinguishing, Steve.
Okay.
It's distinguishing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about dew points with this cold front, so it's muggy out there. You feel the humidity. That's going to be swept away for several days. Don't worry, there'll still be enough moisture in the air to create rain tomorrow and beyond, but you won't feel the mugginess with those dewies dropping into the 50s behind this front. More rain opportunities we talked about tomorrow, an inch or so in some of the most fortunate neighborhoods, and then we get into Sunday, Monday, another little enhancement in our rain chances. Less certainty with that situation right now, but at least we could put another dent in the drought, and it's going to feel fall-like again.
Need all the drought denters we can get.
Denting.
Doubt drenters is what it is.
No doubt.
We'll see you tomorrow.